been 2 months since Hamas' surprise attack left 1,200 Israelis dead and triggered a massive war in Gaza. Since then, the Hamas-controlled Gaza Health Ministry says more than 17,000 Palestinians, including 7,000 children, have died in Israel's retaliatory campaign, a campaign that has the potential to expand to Israel's northern border, where the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah continues to launch rocket attacks. The rumble of explosions pierced the silence of northern Israel as the Israeli military and Hezbollah fighters exchanged fire again today. Yesterday, militants released video of attacks on several Israeli posts on the Lebanese border. And on Tuesday, the Israel Defense Forces released this video it says is of an airstrike on Hezbollah infrastructure. The two sides have exchanged fire since the war began, but in just the last week, there have been numerous strikes in multiple towns on each side of the border. Since early October, Israeli communities within 10 kilometers of the border have been evacuated, amounting to some 80,000 people. An Israeli civilian was killed this morning in the latest round of cross-border strikes, one of 4 civilians and 6 soldiers who have died in northern Israel since October 7th. Several Lebanese students were injured in an Israeli airstrike in the town of Kunin. Hezbollah says 79 of its fighters have been killed since the war began. Earlier this week, a Lebanese soldier was killed and 3 more were wounded by Israeli shelling, prompting a statement of regret from the IDF. Today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with soldiers from the Israeli Army's Northern Command along the Lebanese border and issued a stark warning to Hezbollah.
If Hezbollah decides to open an all-out war, then within its own hands, it will turn Beirut and southern Lebanon, which are not far from here, into Gaza and Khan Yunis.
Israel's defense minister Yoav Gallant is suggesting a northern second front could be opened to push Hezbollah back from the border. One of the Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon is being blamed for the death of Reuters video journalist Issam Abdallah. Today, Reuters released the results of an investigation which found an Israeli tank crew fired 2 shells in quick succession on October 13th, killing him and wounding 6 other reporters.
We weren't hiding in the trees or anything. We were very clearly 7 well-marked journalists in press vests with helmets, with a car that has TV on it.
It is in the military strategy of Israel to kill journalists, so they kill the truth and they kill all the coverage they are doing.
Amnesty International says Israel deliberately targeted the journalists and that it's a war crime.
Israel is obligated to investigate and hold members of its military accountable for this crime.
In response to the report, Israel says it doesn't target journalists.
We target Hamas, we do not target civilians, and we've been doing everything possible to get civilians out of harm's way.
Dozens more Palestinian civilians were killed and wounded in Khan Yunis today, as Israeli airstrikes keep pummeling the Gaza Strip. Israeli troops battle Hamas fighters in the heart of Khan Yunis in the south and in Jabalia in the north. Tens of thousands of Gazans, suffering through a humanitarian catastrophe, are fleeing as far south as they can, to Rafah, but airstrikes have hit that city as well.